hand if you have been secretly checking your phone in between the session. Raise your hand if you have been spending a lot of time on mobile phones. Wow, we have a bunch of internet addict amidst us. I'm not the only one. Namaskar, my name is Sorav Jain, and today I would like to share with you my story on how I turned my internet addiction into a business empire. I was 17 when I was doing my undergraduation in biotechnology, and they gave me a leaf and a stem to dissect. And when I was looking at it from a microscopic perspective, I was wondering, why am I trying to discover things that's already been discovered? Back then, I was very fascinated by the way internet worked. I was always curious to learn, how did Google have all the answers? And this curiosity of mine made me accept a part-time content writing job offer in an offshore digital marketing agency way back in 2006. I was never fascinated by my college, but I was very excited about my part-time work life. In this job, I learned how to bring websites on top of Google search results by incorporating those magical words that people would search for. By incorporating these words, I was able to help a lot of my clients in the US bring their websites on top and accelerate their sales and marketing. I then went to UK to do my post-graduation. This was in 2007, and decision had badly hit, so I had to come back to India and settle for a low-paying job offer. But it was in the field of digital marketing, which I was extremely passionate about, so I was very happy and very satisfied. But my dad was not. I come from a Marwari background where children generally take parents' business legacy forward. My dad was not very happy with my salary. He made me quit the job and pushed me into his business and said, mind your own business. I was just not liking it. I was getting suffocated. That's when my elder brother, who saw my helplessness, gifted me my first blog registered on soravjain.com. And then he said, go ahead and start writing about things that you're extremely passionate about. I started writing about digital marketing trends in India, facts in India, digital marketing career in India, digital marketing agencies in India. I would wake up every day early in the morning and figure out what my audience want, and I would start writing about them on my blog. As a result, my blog started ranking on top of Google search results. This got me millions of visitors on my blog, and also got me my first client from Spain. At that point of time, I imagined myself as a successful marketer with hundreds of clients and millions of dollars flowing into my account. That made me quit my dad's business and start my very own digital marketing agency with a team of 4. Everything went smooth until the point I lost the only client I had. The world turned upside down, and I didn't know what to do. With nothing in my mind, I went to my dad, and I asked my dad, Dad, can you please fund this month's salary of my teammates alone? My dad looked into my eyes, and he said, I actually knew you would come to me. I can fund your business this month, but what is the guarantee that you would not come ask for it next month? And then he said, you still have time to quit your business and join mine. If not, go get some experience. I was shattered, and I was scared. The man who I thought will have my back was not supporting me. But I did not want to lose hope. I had 30,000 rupees in my bank account. I had to pay salaries, so I had to act fast and smart. I invested the 30,000 rupees. I took the blind bet. I invested that in Facebook advertisements and hosted my first ever social media marketing bootcamp in Mumbai in 2010, when the subject was just booming. And I had 33 people inside the room. And this photograph is from that. I not only got my first paid audience, but from this, I was able to get 4 potential clients for my agency business. While many people were applying for jobs, I used internet as an opportunity to apply for multiple business plan competition, and I won one of them, which got me newspaper coverage across the city. Next day, the city woke up to the coverage. My dad woke up to this coverage. Imagine a dad opening his newspaper, seeing his son's photograph while having his morning cup of tea. It was the most beautiful moment of my life when my dad came to me and said, "Looks like you're doing something very interesting. I would love to fund your business." And this time, I looked into his eyes and said, "You know, Dad, I'm very grateful that you kicked my butt at the right time. But I think I can manage this on my own, and I don't need your funds." Fast forward 10 years later, I run a successful digital marketing agency with 100 plus clients and 100 plus team members, and this is all self-funded. And all this was possible because of the 4C mantra I followed. And I would like to share the 4C mantra with each one of you today. The first C is clarity. A lot of people on the internet talk about anything and everything, and that just doesn't really help. If you want to bring and if you want to do something meaningful, you need to choose that one topic, that one subject, that one area of specialization in which you see your future, in which you want the world to call you an expert. And this largely depends upon three factors. How passionate are you about a certain subject? Do you have enough skills to serve the need of the subject? Are you ready to acquire and become a lifelong learner of that one particular subject? And does that subject have enough demand and popularity in the market? While I had many options to pick from, I experimented with digital marketing in 2006, which was not even a subject back then. And I chose to stick on to it, regardless of good days and bad days, and I sacrificed every other subject which I was partially good at. And I kept learning, kept unlearning in this field for quite a few years. So, clarity is everything in your journey. And the most important question that you got to ask yourself, who you are and how do you want to position yourself on the internet? And how do you want the world to recognize you? The next important C is content. We have all heard this before, that content is king. But a lot of us just consume content. Or we just keep talking about ourselves. It's always about me. The game changes the moment you turn me into you, understand who your audience is, define what their wants are, desires are, problems are, and you start addressing them through your content. I follow this rule called 80-20 rule, where 80% of content which I share on the internet revolves around the value proposition, or these are answers to the questions that my audience has. And only 20% of content is about me, it's about my lifestyle, or it's about my professional work. The rest is all value. The idea is, the moment someone comes across your social media profile, they should be in a position to move from the current state of mind to desired state of mind. And you fill this gap by being the source of inspiration and information for your audience. In fact, you should become the source. So the question here is, how are you helping your audience? And why should someone follow you on the internet? The next important C that you got to focus on, or I focused on, is cash opportunities. Unless or until you do not decide to make money on the internet, you will never make money. In the last so many years, I made 30,000 plus tweets, 400 plus videos on YouTube, 1,000 plus blog posts, and 3,000 plus social media posts revolving around digital marketing. I uploaded a lot of content on free digital marketing courses across multiple course selling platforms. I got a lot of fame, a lot of recognition. I was happy until my wife asked me this question: why are you so fame-struck? How is your effort and time resulting in improving our lifestyle and increasing our bank balance? And that hit me hard, especially when it comes from your wife. At that point of time, I took a break from my content creation process. I gave it a pause. And I went ahead to learn, how do I monetize my presence on the digital world? And what do I do? So the first thing I did, I launched my institute so that I can convert all my audiences into my potential students. And then I created multiple different revenue generation opportunities. I launched one-on-one consulting so that when people ask me questions, I say, please buy my consulting. So I created a system where I can sell pre-recorded courses and also live courses. I created opportunity for making commissions out of the products that I recommend to people, and I started collaborating with brands. Remember, in the internet world, you get what you chase. If you're chasing entertainment, you will get entertained. If you're chasing inspiration, you will get inspired. If you're chasing people on the dating sites, you will get them. If you're focusing on creating an impact and chasing money, you will get money. But you need to build that system. For many years, I was chasing the fame world, looking at the likes and followers, and I was happy about that. And then I got addicted to the right numbers. I started looking at how many people who are following me are actually taking interest in buying my programs, and how many repeat purchases. And this helped me in building up $1 million business empire. Remember, what you focus on grows. So the question that you got to ask yourself, what are you chasing on the internet? The last C is consistency. Consistency is always rewarded because it's considered the mother of all mastery. And this is how my weekly calendar looks like. I have a time exclusively allocated every day in the morning to learn, because I want to still be the student of my subject, so that I upgrade my knowledge every single day. Before I share the knowledge with the world, I upgrade myself. There's a time which I allocate to just reply to DMs and comments, because I don't want to get distracted by the notifications throughout the day. There's a day which is only for content preparation in the week. There's a time where I sit down to evaluate how does this metric result in my bank balance. And there's a time when I go live with my audience to interact with them and solve the questions that they have. And this is something that I've been doing for years now. So consistency is just not about creating content. A lot of people are mistaken there. It's also about being true to the subject. Consistency is also about ensuring that the content that you create is reaching out to people. So there needs to be consistency in promoting, and consistency in nurturing your audience to build a community, and consistency in regularly selling if you want to build a business empire on the internet. If your intentions are right, consistency favors you. And the most important question you need to ask in this journey to yourself every single day, how are you inspiring yourself every single day to stay consistent? So these are 4 C's that changed my life. But before I conclude, I would like to share a story with you. This story is of an old man whose business was drowning. In 2012, he was running a textile business because he could not run it anymore. His son acquired the business. This is his son who acquired the business. And he implemented the 4C right there. The first thing, he focused on clarity. How can a traditional business, which was about business to dealers, he changed that into business to corporates and created a uniform selling website. And then he did 3 things consistently. Number 1, he started creating content on whatever his customers would search for. School uniforms in Chennai, nurse uniforms in Chennai, corporate uniforms in Chennai. This started bringing the website on top, and he started getting a lot of visibility. The next thing that he did, he started getting a lot of inquiries, so that those are cash opportunities. Every time he would deliver those goods to his customers, as a discipline, he would ensure that he would wear the uniforms, take photographs, and upload content about it on his blog, so that people who are coming to his blog can trust him that this guy is actually getting a lot of orders. That's him, that's his wife, his children, almost everybody is on the blog, because he would not hire models. He did not want to invest in them. And the last thing, he kept upgrading his knowledge. And whatever he could not do, he outsourced it to someone else in order to scale up his business. In the last few years, he acquired 500 plus customers. A business which was business to business with 6 months credit period became business to corporates with 50% payment flowing in advance, along with a pay order. Everything in this story is true. including the fact that the old man is none other than my very own dad. Remember the man who kicked my butt? That's him. And the guy who transformed his business digitally is not me, it's my elder brother who acquired digital skills to transform a dying business. So internet gives all of us equal opportunities. We can either use this to kill our time or to build a business empire. The choice is ours. So addiction is necessarily not a wrong thing. My addiction has got me 100+ clients. My addiction has got me 100,000 students across the world. My addiction has helped me offer jobs to 100+ employees who I today call my family. And my addiction is the reason why I'm standing in front of you here today. Each one of you there are sitting with your addiction. Make sure one day your addiction brings you here. Here's to being productively addicted. Signing off, Sorav Jain.